But F it, guys, keep speaking truth to power, keep making the money in good ways and spreading the wisdom. And call people out for being, you know, douchebags. Call people out for being absolutely ridiculous. What's good, guys? Welcome back to Unlockable Character. Today is Music and Motivation Monday. My boy just ripped out of here in the M850i. I am going to the gym and should be a good time, guys. Let's go. Oh shit, we got a Porsche up there too. Look at that. Woo! The Turbo S? God damn. It's a 992 Turbo S. Alright guys, that's goals. For a daily M4 Competition X Drive, unbelievable, you know. It's about 100K, this one's 120K. But a Turbo S, I mean, they can push all the way up to 300K. That's like the ultimate daily that you could beat any car in. And then of course you could have like a more exotic car like a Ferrari. So like long term for me, I would love a Turbo S as my daily, and then a Ferrari 812 as like the dream car, like the exotic car, you know what I'm saying? And right now, guys, if you think about BMWs that are for sale, the M850 might be the best all-around BMW that you can get. It is X-Drive, it's got a twin-turbo V8 setup. And honestly, if you tuned an M850, it would be a good matchup against the Turbo S stock. Like, that would be crazy. Oh, shit. That's too funny. Alright guys, you know me, I try to avoid all these potholes, so let's see where they're at right here. I think they're right here. Yep. The break-in service, guys, is tomorrow morning, and what I've noticed is, yeah, it's like 95 degrees outside, but if I start the car before I even leave the garage, it's already warmed up, and I'm wondering if that's the factory oil. I think BMW puts 0W30 in the car from factory, and that's what they'll probably put in during the break-in service. And we'll run that oil probably for like 3,000, maybe 5,000 miles, and then I switch to Liquimoly Special Tech 5W30. That is like my preferred oil for the car. And then I'll keep using that oil and doing oil changes between 5,000 and 7,000 miles. I did it on my previous car and it never burned a drop of oil. I had a 2021 Supra that actually every 1,000 miles it burned like a quart of oil, and that was such a pain in the ass to always keep topping up. And it kept burning until I put in that Special Tech Liquimoly 5W30. At around 10,000 miles, I switched to that on the Supra and it no longer burned oil. So I really, really, really trust that oil. I think it's a fantastic oil. It's not too expensive. But if you guys use another oil, let me know. Put it in the comments. Tell me what you guys use. So guys, tomorrow break-in service, we might get a chance to drive the CSL again. So I'll definitely do like an updated review on the M4 CSL. It's at Gwinnett Place BMW. I did my first review in February, and then someone bought the car and he came back and sold it right back to them. So I think the car is sitting around 115K, 116K. It is such a fantastic car. I can't wait to review it again and get you guys some more footage. I'm gonna work with the dealership to start reviewing other BMWs and put it on the channel. And then I'm gonna work with my other supercar friends and see if they'd be willing to let me review their cars, because I know you guys are hungry for content. And with my daily upload schedule, I'd love to get other cars on the channel as well. If you're in the Atlanta area and you want to have your car reviewed or showcased on the channel, definitely hit me up. I'd love to work with some of you guys. And I'd also love to show you, you know, if you're just getting into cars or you really never tracked your car, I could definitely give you some advice on how to get the most out of your car. So modding it, driving it like in a performance and spirited way, and just enjoying it as much as possible. I'm also really a techie, so I can probably help you with figuring out all the features of your car if you're not too familiar with them. Like I said, guys, this is my third G82. My first one was a 2021 M4 competition rear wheel drive. It was Alpine white wrapped in satin black. My second G82 was the 2024 M4 competition X drive in Isle of Man green. And this is my third G82, and hopefully I keep this one forever, guys, and I just keep growing the car collection. And with the way YouTube is growing, guys, we really could have a whole unlockable character car collection that you guys will enjoy tons of content on. My long-term dream is to build a house out in Wyoming with a racetrack behind it. And just imagine all the footage we could get, guys. My plan is to really start a family and have a winter house in Florida and a summer house in Wyoming. And just, you know, live between those two places, because Atlanta's cool. I might have an apartment, keep an apartment here, but I do want to be by the water, and I also want to be away from people. So Wyoming will be my kind of escape, my cowboy fantasy, you know, where I can do my own thing, have a racetrack, and no one will bother me at my own house. And Florida will be, you know, living by the water and getting a place that I can let my parents stay at and the rest of my family when they come visit the US. Sounds amazing. There's my boy in the M850. This dude is a bodybuilder, man. He looks great. I gotta get some tips from him. I'm on my way to the gym now trying to get like him, you know what I'm saying, guys? In terms of supplements, for those of you guys that are into fitness, all I take is a pre-workout, which is basically caffeine, creatine, which retains water and helps you get a bigger pump, and essentially, from what I can tell, gives you a better pump at the gym, and then you pack on weight a little bit more. As soon as you get off creatine, you'll probably lose 5 to 10 pounds, but while you're on it, you can definitely bulk, and it helps you, in my perspective, take on higher weight when you're trying to get for, you know, when you're benching, squatting, deadlifting, when you're trying to go for a higher weight, heavier weight. Creatine definitely helps. And then after the gym, I just do a protein shake. I take my men's multivitamin. I take a vitamin D supplement, because for those of you who don't know, that many Americans actually have a vitamin D deficiency, and it can have negative impacts on your immune system, on your, oh, the Turbo S story, bro, that's crazy. Your immune system, and your mood as well. People can get depressed if they have a vitamin D deficiency. So that's really important. And I also take an Indonesian supplement called Tongkat Ali, which really helps with my, I think, blood flow, focus, attention, and I think probably even testosterone. It helps with testosterone. So I'll put the links below of all the supplements I take, guys, and when we get to Fun and Fitness Fridays this week, I'll definitely try to go to the gym and show you what I do at the gym. I've been trying to work up the confidence to do that, and show you my journey, because when I was coming out of high school, I was probably like 115 pounds, which is really skinny. And then by the time I was out of college, I was 130 pounds. I went to Seattle for a year to work for the mayor, and I put on 15 pounds as part of a weight competition where I joined a gym for the first time. I was working at the mayor's office during the day and PF Chang's at night. And in between, I would go to the gym, and one of the dishwashers at PF Chang's, his name was Billy. This dude had a red mohawk, man. He was so cool. He was actually raised as a Buddhist monk, but he was white. He had married this French girl in Las Vegas at 18. Like, he had a crazy story. He went to jail for cooking meth out in Washington State, but had a beautiful daughter, really disciplined guy, got out of jail. You know, many times the people who are dishwashers are felons. So he was doing the job at PF Chang's, and he was guiding me at the gym, and we had a competition to see who could gain the most weight, and he won by 1 pound, because in 1 month he gained 16 pounds and I gained 15, and he was chugging milk before the weigh-in and I wasn't. So, you know, Billy, if you're out there, bro, thank you for all the positive influence you've had on my life. I really appreciate people like you who have gone through a lot of hardships and still are so humble and so disciplined. He really motivated me a lot while I was working those 2 jobs in Seattle trying to get by. But yeah guys, on the way to the gym. Let's see what the tunnel sounds like. The car is warm. We can go down to, I would say 5th, maybe even 4th. Yeah. Getting a little windy guys, over 90 miles an hour, so I'll kind of cool it down. But yeah guys, after tomorrow I can experience the full rev range of the car. The red line on these cars, I believe, is just under 7,000, if not 7,200 RPM. And oh man, I can't wait to just rev out each gear. So Tuesday break-in in the morning, we'll try to review the CSL at the dealership. Wednesday, we're gonna put the wing, swan neck wing and the splitter on. And then Friday, we're going to Polecat, which is a track in Tennessee with the Atlanta driving enthusiasts. So guys, really sick week ahead. We're currently at, I think, 1,090 miles. So by the time I get back today, it'll be like 1150, and then tomorrow it'll be perfectly pretty much 1200 during the break-in service. And they recommend getting the break-in at 1200, but I wouldn't worry if you go over by like a few hundred miles, like 1500. I would just try to get it done before 2,000 miles, you know, because the break-in service isn't just the oil change, it's the differential oil change. And that differential oil from the factory will have basically materials, metals, and you want to get that out of the oil before 2,000 miles, I would recommend. Especially if you're going to plan on driving the car hard. I just ordered a oil cooler guard, which goes below the front bumper, because with the car being so low, you know, you really need to protect that oil radiator cooler thing. It's exposed. So we'll probably put that on in a week or 2. And then I have a tow hook with a strap with the BMW M stitching, the tricolor stitching. I'm gonna put that on. I think it's gonna look super hard. And we'll probably swap out the grill in like a month or 2, but I'm not in a rush to do that. Not gonna have much impact on the car other than aesthetics. When we do the grill, I will also try to get a custom mesh on the car to protect the vents and the radiator behind the front bumper, because it just gets so exposed. And I really do want to keep this car long term. Also, my previous car is at BMW Gwinnett Place in Duluth. One of you guys actually hit me up, so I sent you the whole service history. I hope you buy that car. I hope you enjoy it. It really is a beast of a machine. You might get a bunch of software features that I put on that car, including XHP, depending on what the dealership does. And I'd love to see that thing on social media if you buy it. I think someone from the Northeast is checking it out right now, so that would be super sick. I'm still waiting for my new tag on the car, guys. Remember my previous G82, the license plate said HIM, was HI, and then 4 M's for the M4. I still have the temp tag on this car, and just waiting for that full registration to swap over. I also have my old license plates from the Supra and from the GT3. The Supra one says A91 YUHH, which is kind of like an Atlanta thing. A91 was the chassis code, because I had an A91 Supra and that special refraction blue. And then the Porsche license plate says Porsche with POORSCHE, which is just kind of funny, I think. And you know, I don't think I take things as seriously as other people, especially most Porsche owners. And yeah guys, I can't wait. I mean, it would be sick to have a collection of cars underneath the Unlockable Character brand, and I'm sure you guys would love seeing different driving experiences across different cars. And you know what? I was never really a BMW fanboy until I got my first G82. I didn't really know too much about cars until I got my GT3, you know? I was a drag racing guy in my Q60 trying to build it up into a 10-second pass with upgraded turbos, a built engine, upgraded transmission. And then lo and behold, I get a GT3, I learn to drift, I do a 10-second pass in the GT3, I learn the ins and outs of racing, the car scene. It was really a ticket into a whole new world. And you'll see people on social media saying like, oh, get a supercar and join the supercar groups. Well, you have to do it for the right reasons, right? I love cars, and people know that about me. They sense the joy, they gravitate towards me because I'm authentic. If you're just going to buy a supercar so that you can network in people, I mean, people are gonna see through that, you know? People aren't dumb. And not only that, you'll be exposed to a lot of scams, because as soon as you have a supercar, people are gonna think that you have money, and they're gonna want to make money from you. So definitely be careful with that, guys. This Honda's going a little bit dumb. I'm so glad they finally paved all this. Get over here. Nice. Up ahead, right before this exit though, the road is definitely uneven, and I try to go around to the side because I feel like bumps like that can really do some damage. Oh yeah, great, we got some wood and stuff, that's good, always good, nice. Let me see if there's still a bump there. Might be a little bit. That Kia went on red. Good job. So yeah guys, just like the unlimited car wash I go to, I basically have a 24/7 gym too, and that gives you so much flexibility. Sometimes I show up at 3 a.m, sometimes I show up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but you can always get a good workout in, and there's no influencer type people. There's no like muscle heads with huge egos. It's just like everyday people trying to get a workout in, and I love that. Some of these higher end places like Equinox, even Lifetime, there are so many egos in there and people that are just kind of douchebags, you know what I'm saying? So I'm so happy that I found this really kind of casual 24/7 gym that has all the equipment I need. And I think I paid like 300 bucks for the whole year up front, which is amazing, guys. I don't feel like I need to spend 300 bucks a month on the gym. Of course, there are some nice things about those higher end gyms, like you get a spa, you get all kinds of recovery equipment and things like that, even a basketball court sometimes, but I just need the weights. I also have a gym in my building, and I'll probably start going to that a little bit more in the morning instead of just going to this gym. But all right guys, I'm gonna cap it here and we'll still record a little bit more after I get done. Let's go. What's good guys, we just got on with the gym, and it's been a while since I showed you a startup on the car, so let's get it going guys. I'm gonna put it into M2 mode. The valves are gonna be open, burbles are off. Let's start it up. Definitely sounds good. Put into track mode before I head off because that's just how I roll. Yeah, let's get going. Before we get on the highway guys, a quick word on fear and what fear does in your life and where it comes from. If you live in fear, you will never achieve your potential. And if you live in fear, you will never be able to grab the opportunities that come your way. Look at this NPC dodge. Come on guys. You will also allow NPCs and those You'll also allow those people and the police, by the way, who are just agents. If you feel fear when you see blue lights, you need to eat that shit up. You basically need to get rid of fear in your life. Once you start getting rid of fear in your life, literally everything will open up to you. You let go of the outcome, and you still have to put work in, guys. It's not like things are just gonna happen for you, but you need to put the work in without fear. and then literally everything in your life will open up, I promise you. But fear can come from many different places, especially belief systems that are antiquated, that people have never questioned. It also comes from identities that people take on that are not really who they actually are. People wear many masks, guys, and you need to be able to recognize that. You need to develop who you are and really think about who your inner child is. Stop being someone else's version of success. And not only that, really be true to yourselves, guys. Social media these days, they call it an attention economy. Who can draw the most attention, right? You have people who literally go on live stream and say things like, "Oh, ice cream's so good," 1,000,000 times, and they get paid thousands of dollars. So, you know, they made a way themselves, but I'm not specifically saying that that's a good way to make it, but they make a lot of money, right? And people probably question them, and the people questioning them never even had that idea to begin with. But that person who does that NPC live streaming stuff, they took a risk, and it paid off for them. And in this attention economy, they were able to attract attention. Now, personally, I want to attract attention for the right reasons, to open people's minds up. I don't want to live stream like an NPC saying, "Oh, ice cream's so good." And neither do I want to, you know, go on OnlyFans like a lot of women these days and just show their butthole, right? To me, that's actually demonic. That's actually being a slave to money and a slave to attention that is really negative in terms of energy. And I look down on those people. They generally have psychological issues long term. Many YouTubers also have psychological issues long term because they're putting on a personality for YouTube. It's so exaggerated, and you can tell. And guys, I do have a bone to pick with most YouTubers. Their content is generally trash, even though they attract a lot of people. And so what if you get paid if your content is trash and you're a trash person? You're still trash underneath it all. And I honestly can't believe what I see on YouTube from a lot of car people. Like, it's like they're brain dead, you know? Like, they talk for 30 minutes on end about absolutely nothing. Like, they ramble. I'm giving you guys actual wisdom, perspective, the reality. I'm breaking through the matrix, right? Most of those YouTubers, I would say, are actually programmed into the matrix. They're just doing what they think is good on YouTube to make money. They're not doing what actually feels good for them. I'm doing what feels good for me. I don't give an F, you know what I mean? And that's the beauty of my channel. It's the beauty of Unlockable Character. You're getting the real reality. You're getting the base reality. You're not getting some delusional reality based on attention and making money from the, you know, the sleaziest way possible. We're building businesses on this channel. We're building relationships on this channel. We're unlocking the best version of ourselves. And we're leaving a lot of people behind who just are crabs in a bucket, who look at you with envy when you do better. They should be supporting you, and it's so funny because people on the internet who I don't know are more supportive than people I've known for a long time. And at this point in my life, it's all gas, no brakes. I'm only moving forward. I'm not gonna remain in the same place I was a year ago. I refuse to. I refuse to let the society that has been created by false belief systems limit me, my earning potential, and my soul and my spirit. And I'm also refusing to take advice or get any negative energy from people who are essentially not as bright as I am, do not have their souls open, are very limited in their worldview. They haven't lived across the world. They haven't worked 2 jobs. They haven't made it by themselves. They don't know what it's like. And many of the times these people come from extreme privilege, or they were born into money in America. I wasn't born in America, guys. I was born in India, in Calcutta. And you see how people take it for granted for what they have. I don't take any of this for granted. I worked my ass off for this. And so I can really enjoy it. And people can feel that energy from me. And the people who are very negative are generally those that have a closed mind and are very privileged. And it almost upsets their worldview that someone like me is doing better than them and speaking truth to power. But F it, guys, keep speaking truth to power. Keep making the money in good ways and spreading the wisdom. And call people out for being, you know, douchebags. Call people out for being absolutely ridiculous. And if you don't want to waste the energy doing that, just go around them and pay them no mind. Make them look dumb with your success. That's always the best option. And ask yourself, what are you really afraid of? Failure? You have to fail. You have to get right back up because no one's gonna get you on your own feet. You have to get yourself up on your own feet. But let's go into that a little bit, guys. A lot of conservatives say, oh, you gotta pull yourself by your own bootstraps. But these are the same conservatives who have families with connections and money and privilege and advanced degrees that they didn't have to take on debt to achieve. You know what I mean? They're the same conservatives who don't realize that that person who might be a minority has to go through hell just to get to work and back. And those conservatives are the type of people that I cannot stand. They're literally snowflakes. They complain about the price of gas. Well, guess what? Just make some more money. I can't believe how many people who are extremely wealthy and conservative tell people who have come from insanely poor backgrounds and extreme difficulties to just pull themselves up by their bootstraps. I mean, the premise of that is true, but they don't understand how many hurdles someone from a different background has to go through. And that's the difference. They see the world as black and white, but the world is very gray, and you have to be able to see the full spectrum. And that's also what this channel is about. Many of the most successful and wealthiest people are actually some of the stupidest people on the planet, guys. It's just that many of the brightest people don't have the ability to execute and the habit, you know, the habit to actually take action. Let me see if I can get this guy something. Do I have anything in here? I think I might have something for this guy, guys. Here, bro. It's a green tea, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Stay hydrated. God bless you, man. See, guys, we're all really a decision or two from being homeless. And if you don't realize that, if you become so jaded and you look down on people without realizing that, you're gonna live a very toxic life. And you're not gonna be an unlockable character, I'll tell you that. You'll just be a villain. The fact that we have so many homeless veterans and there's so many veterans that commit suicide should tell you everything about this country. And not the country, I should say the government, because you can love the country and you can hate the government, and that's my stance. If you've ever watched Harold and Kumar, and the second one where they end up in Guantanamo Bay, they end up dropping out of a plane onto George W. Bush's house and he's smoking weed. And you realize many of these presidents, guys, have had terrible substance abuse problems. And they really should be felons. Like, Trump is a felon and he's still running for president. That should tell you everything you need to know about the government in this country. The older generation who are in their 60s, 70s, and 80s are running the entire country and swallowing up all the wealth, and they're staying in power, guys. They're the most corrupt individuals in this country. You can follow their trading patterns. You can follow Nancy Pelosi's trades and see how she's insider trading, and none of them are held responsible. But people want to come after me for the way I drive, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous, guys. Get a sense of perspective. The society that you live in is not what you think it is. All right, guys, the GoPro overheated, but what I was saying is you got to make the capital. And you have to realize that the people in power who are in their 60s, 70s, 80s, they don't give an F about the younger generation. They don't give an F about the country. They just care about staying in power. And look, I read a lot. Some of the greatest threats to national security are these old people staying in power and then using technology like brain implants to extend their power and extend the timelines that they stay in power. They are completely out of touch with reality, okay? And they use the police force as an extension of essentially their corrupt power to keep people from, you know, acquiring wealth, moving forward. Just today, I was at the gym and they had Fox News on the TV, And there's someone joining the White House staff who says that the modern police force is an extension of essentially the slave masters and that whole system, and it's true. What do you think substance abuse laws are about? You think the war on drugs was so that the country could become better? All we did is basically take a bunch of fathers away from their households and their families, essentially poor minority fathers, for weed offenses, while now weed is going to be rescheduled no longer as a Schedule 1 drug. All of that is rooted in racism and classism. And if you can't see that, if you just read the headlines and you follow Fox News like an 80-year-old boomer, you know, who has their house paid off and has no idea how hard it is for the younger generation, you're going to be misled. So guys, really think deeply, think critically, and we need to get these older people out of power. They've held this country back for so long, and they're really the root of the issue. They don't understand the nuances that are going on in the socioeconomic classes across the country today. All that wealth is being just vacuumed up by a very old select group of people. And it's really ridiculous. And then the people who do become successful, you'll see that they become jaded, and they'll also start talking along the lines of, oh, you need to pull yourself up by the bootstraps. No. The system is completely rigged, guys. I've been through it. I know. I had to analyze the system to find the patterns of success and then apply them. And it shouldn't have to be that way. You shouldn't have to trick the system because it's rigged to make a way for yourself. It should just automatically work. And let's talk about Social Security, guys. We pay into it with our taxes. It's not even going to be guaranteed for us. In fact, it's going to run out of money by the 2030s. Universal basic income is coming, guys, and you need to fight all the idiots who are older and who don't understand, who think that, oh, you need to work to make a living. No, that's not what humanity is about. Universal basic income is coming, and I guarantee you a version of it will be on the blockchain. The fact that we have Social Security cards that are flimsy is just ridiculous. I guarantee that would be replaced by the blockchain if we're able to understand what's coming with robotics and AI and tax it appropriately. But all right, guys, that was a lot. I'm almost home. I'll add 3 new songs to the playlist today. It's Music and Motivation Monday, guys. Thank you for all the support, and I'll see you tomorrow. Let's go.